we are occupying the entire central part of the country. And the language we speak here is called the Uganda. Yeah. But however, our official language is English. Yeah. But at least we have got over 56 local languages. But our local language, Uganda, is one of the local language which is widely spoken here in our country. And at least 50% of the country's total population, they can understand Uganda. And here, father to son. But the first son never becomes a king. Yes, because he's always considered to be a caretaker for the family in the absence of his father. So always the king has two heirs, one for the throne and the other one for the family. So the first son for the family. Then from the second up to the last one, they have equal opportunities of becoming next kings. But it's always kept a secret until when the king disappears. So even today, we are not sure
who will be king next.
Who will be the king. So we wait until when the king disappears, and that secretly chosen son is given a piece of a fabric which is known as a backcloth, which he covers on the body of his father, and that manifests that is the next king. So that's when the public get to know about the next king. So the kingdom is contributing almost 3/4 of the country's total population. For instance, this is the map of the country, and this is the geographical location of our kingdom. We are located in the central part of the country, but the country is divided into 4 regions. We have the northern region, eastern, western, and central. This southern is not so considered because of the presence of this Lake Victoria. And Kabaka, that is the living king. Yes. So the kingdom is 800 years old, and so far have been under the leadership of 36 kings. But the history and the portraits, they show mostly the last 4 kings of Uganda up to the current one. Yes, reason being that before him, we had like informal type of education, whereby he started from the Hippopotamus clan, and he was a herbalist. So he had his grinding stones, which were known as a mango, which he used to grind millet and also the herbal medicine. So when he picked interest in this here, he decided to establish his own palace. Probably he gave the other man another place to live. Yes. So also the name of this place, Mango, was derived from the name of those grinding stones, which were locally known as a mango. That's why it is called Mango. Yes. So he was established by the colonial masters, because by that time, that was the highest peak for colonialism, and our territory was declared to be protected to the British. So the British established a protectorate government, and the king asked for his position within that government, of which the British never explained it well. So later, there was misunderstandings between him and the British colonialists, which led to outbreak of a war, and the war only lasted for 2 weeks, and he was defeated. Actually, he had collaborated with another cultural leader from northwest of Uganda, Bunyoro. It is another monarchy. It's known as Omuntu Kamakabalega, but both of them were defeated and were taken to exile in Seychelles Island. So when he was still in exile, there was a political vacuum here in our kingdom, and they decided to crown his son, Daudichwa, as a new king. So surprisingly, he ascended on the throne at 1 when he was only 1 year. Because he was born in 1896. Then in 1897, when his father was taken to exile, he ascended on the throne. So being an infant, he was crowned with 3 assistant chiefs who nurtured him until when he became mature. And actually,
he might be,
but still we cannot guarantee it. However, all eyes
are on him.
Yes.
Oh wow, no pressure.
Of his country up to date. And a few days back, actually on Saturday, he went back to the headquarters of his party, that is National Resistance Movement headquarters in Uganda here in Kampala, to pick the forms so that he can contest again. Yes. So by 1993, he actually collaborated with the Prince of Buganda, his son to King Freddy, to restore monarchies. And they restored the monarchies by 1993. So ever since monarchies were restored, he's the king, and he has been on the throne for the last 32 years. And this year we actually celebrated his birthday of 70 years young.
And this is his family?
Yes, so being a Christian, he's officially married to one wife. She's given the title of Navagaleka, but currently, at the moment, is having 3. But one official wife, right, still unofficial here. So he's a father of 3 known daughters and 2 known sons. So, presidents. So this was Mutesa as a president. Then 1966, his prime minister Obote overthrew him and he declared himself the second president. Then 1969, our king died in exile. And later 1971, when Idi Amin came to power, he organized a military coup d'etat against the government of his boss, and he became the 3rd president. And due to his desire to appease the Buganda to get support from this kingdom, he returned the remains of our king from London to be buried at Kasulia Tombs, which is the official burial site for the kings of Buganda kingdom. You have been there?
No.
Okay. So that's the portrait we showed
Oh, okay, gotcha.
of the king's body. Then by 1979, what organized the again from Tanzania. We got support from Tanzanian forces who collaborated with the Ugandans who were living in exile in Tanzania to come back and fight against Idi Amin. So during that year of fighting, 1979, we had a series of 3 presidents. So they did rule for so long, some for days, some others for months, until when Obote emerged victorious. So he was the same guy, but during different times.
Different times,
yeah. But later, we had an election where the current president participated, Yoweri Museveni, and he wasn't contented because he was only granted 2 votes, and he decided to go for a bush war, which lasted for 5 years. And by 1986, he emerged. This is originally owned by Kabaka Mwanga Daniel, but the palace we are seeing today was established by Kabaka Daudichwa, the Moiku.
Yes.
Then Kabaka Mukasatu, the first president, also from the palace. Our fight is known as Kabaka. Each and every clan is represented by a symbol which we call a totem. So some of them are the animals, as you have seen, like leopard, lion. We have got the domestic animals like sheep, goat, dog. I've got the birds, food species, insects. So each and every member of this kingdom has a clan which he or she do belong. And someone is identified by his or her surname. So the moment you speak out your surname, somebody will be able to understand this is a member of the leopard clan, this is a member of mushroom clan. And actually these clans, they have taboos which come along with them. For instance, in case your clan symbol is edible, you're not supposed to eat your clan.
Oh, okay.
So members of mushroom, they
Can't eat
cannot eat
mushroom.
mushroom. And another taboo comes with marriage. Again, you're not supposed to get a partner from the same clan because you regard it to be incest. So you have to get a partner outside your clan. If you fail to get it within Buganda, you're free to intermarry with other tribes. If you fail to intermarry...
Can I ask also? Can someone marry from their mother's tribe?
No.
Okay.
Mother's what?
Mother's tribe.
Yes.
They can marry from their mother's
the
tribe.
The tribe is Buganda, but the clan.
No, I mean the clan. The clan.
No.
Can you marry from your mother's clan?
You cannot. Yeah.
Okay. So
for marriage, you have to preserve 2 clans: your mother's clan and your father's clan.
neither clan.
Yes. The first one is our. Oh, no. That one which has got the colors black, red, and red.
Yes.
For our country, Uganda. Black represents the skin color, yellow is abundant sunshine, and red is brotherhood. So the national bird is the Pacific crane, and it's always having one leg up, which means that the country is moving forward.
Yes. Hey guys, this one of the car that belonged to the late kings of Buganda.
So later when the kingdoms are restored, they decided to restore them, restore these remains. For the people learn about the history, is canon. You know, by 1971, became the third president of this country. And by that time, this place was still serving as a military barracks. But around 1979, there was rumors. Of course, they were actual because of what was organized from Tanzania to come back and back up here. So in a war preparing the war against the Obote, I mainly requested for military support. From his colleague known as Panama Gaddafi of Libya. Good condition. But we have got several species of bananas. We have got the green bananas, we have got the yellow bananas, the sweet bananas, we have the plantains.
I like plantains.
Yeah, so we eat the green bananas, and actually it's the only kind of food which we got to give it. So if you're at home and you request your wife or your mother to add your food, she will automatically adding the bananas in my talking. But when you just learn something else, how to be specific.
Oh, okay.
Add the portion, add the rice,
Ah,
add the cassava. But the moment you say add the food,
bananas.
yeah, these are sweet yellow bananas. You eat them as dessert. And they are part of the country. They used to manufacture banana trees.
Oh,
Yeah. If you ferment it, they are than happy.
yeah. Okay.
So for them, we wait for them until when they ripe.
Yeah.
Then you harvest, you make the banana juice. After 3 days, or when you ferment it, it comes out.
Alcohol. I've never had. Well, I might have had something banana now I think about it. But okay.
99% alcoholic.
Oh, well.
Actually, when they talk about other spirits, maybe they have 10%.
That's a lot.
And when you take a glass of alcohol from this banana, there are two elements which show that you have taken style changes automatically. Yeah, that's what the buildings are for. After the walking style changes, now you become very talkative. And here, the style, they want to, and it's suppress yourself, but probably for this. Actually, what the peninsula is, what for here, and I like but here, boss, you will not record.
Smart man.
This is the oldest house with axe.
And you can expand for about 3, 4, 5 times more than the original skin. For instance, you can see the original skin was like of this size.
Yeah.
But because this site has been going through continuous process of pounding, it was able to expand. And after you switch to these small mats and you get the final finishing, depending on the size or level of thickness you prefer. Then after, because the material is pounded when it's too fresh, you have to put it under sanction to dry up. And after you get the material, with the interlocking layers, this makes the material very durable. So the material is very durable and can last for more than 100 years. It has got a number of purposes, both locally and internationally. Locally is our first thought. The material served as beddings by then. Served as curtains in the houses. It is a mosquito repellent. When you light it up, mosquitoes, they don't come here. Yeah. By 8 years, during 8 years, African Traditional Society, they served as dowry. When you're going to marry, you have to take some back as part of dowry. And 2005, actually, UNESCO recognized the material as a world heritage tangible product. The reason being that many countries, many cultures, they have lost their heritage, but at least we have very good preserve ours. And after that, it attracted the world markets. So currently it is exported to countries like Germany, Mexico, covers the portion in Mercedes-Benz.
Okay.
Yeah, a company known as Nike, the shoe company, to make the shoe carpets. And the reason why they embrace the material, because it is eco-friendly.
Yes. Yeah, that's the term today, isn't it?
Altogether, yes. So also here we had a complaint among the visitors. You know, whenever you visit a new place, you feel like maybe taking something like a souvenir, but which is attached to that specific area. But we had a complaint that when the visitors happen to go to these craft markets, the things they find there, they are the same things they have in their home countries. So for us, we walked up and we came up with an idea of creating paintings on something which is unique.
Yes.
And actually me, when I'm not speaking to the visitors, when I'm not out there looking for the lions, when I'm not in my bed, I let the brush talk.
Oh, you're an artist.
Yes, I do some paintings, and the colors I use, the acrylics, they are permanent.
Oh, okay.
They don't fade.
They don't fade.
And because you are travelers, we don't frame these paintings from here. What we do, we load like this. And they put in a piece of paper for easy carry it. You can even put it in your bag, even if you're going to be here for 4 months. Just keep it. When you reach home, you unfold, and you can even iron at the back.
At the back, yeah.
But without steam, it will become more straight. Then you can mount it in a simple frame, and you hang it somewhere. So whenever I see it, you cannot forget about your visitors.
No.
And when you happen to get your visitors, no need of explain to them that I have ever been to Buganda in Uganda, because this is a manifestation. It's something which you buy when you're 100% that you have supported the local community, and you see the people who are going to rehabilitate the house. Altogether, I have bought something which is locally made. So if you don't mind, I can show you some of my work.
Yes, I'd love to.
Actually, I have only 4 pieces at the moment, and they have got different meanings. Oh, where's the other?